Okay, be honest with me for a second. Think about the last time you tried to recall a loved one's phone number or, maybe a spouse's birthday without checking your smartphone. Could you do it? Or did you feel that sudden cold spike of panic? Today, I want you to imagine a hypothetical guy named Mark and his highly advanced AI memory assistant, which we'll call Nexus. Through Mark's psychological thriller of a journey, we are going to uncover the terrifying, completely real-world science of how our biological memory is literally fading. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into digital amnesia and the AI memory trap, and looking at exactly how technology is rewiring human cognition. So to understand Mark's story, we first have to understand digital amnesia. It's defined as the experience of forgetting information because you trusted digital device to store and remember it for you. This stems from a behavioral shift researchers call cognitive offloading, and it is incredibly common. In a massive survey, Kaspersky Lab found that a staggering 91.2% of people now use the internet as an online extension of their brain. Mark is right there in that majority. He basically bought Nexus so he would never, ever have to remember a meeting, a random fact, or a date ever again. And what's truly wild is just how normalized Mark's behavior has become for all of us. Let's look at some data from the Journal of Humanities and Social Sciences Studies. They found that human memory is noticeably atrophying due to our gadget reliance. Look at this. 69.8% of people cannot remember phone numbers anymore. 64.2% don't even bother to try remembering facts, knowing they can just search for them. And almost a third of us rely entirely on technology for birthday reminders. So, Mark completely outsourced his daily life to Nexus, figuring, hey, my brain is now free for higher-level thinking, right? Well, actually, science tells a much darker story. To really grasp what happened to Mark, we need to quickly look at evolutionary biology. For most of human history, we used something called transactive memory, basically offloading information to other humans. You know how to hunt, your partner knows which berries are poisonous. It's a team effort. And human memory partners provide context, nuance, and most importantly, emotional significance. But Mark, he traded his human networks for Nexus. And the thing is, technological memory partners provide super fast, but completely decontextualized data retrieval. Mark stopped relying on his wife and colleagues to remember shared experiences, and instead put all his trust in the cold, hard logs of his AI. And this shift takes a massive physical toll on the brain. According to EEG research highlighted by Neurosity, when you just intend to search for something online rather than asking a human, your brain literally uses less effort. There's a neural marker for attention and memory called the P300 component, and it actually shows shallower processing when we plan to use a search engine. Plus, habitual digital offloading results in lower frontal theta activity. So basically, Mark's brain, and particularly his hippocampus, realized Nexus was doing all the heavy lifting and just stopped maintaining its own internal knowledge structures. His biological memory literally started to rust. This specific phenomenon brings us into a broader, highly concerning academic landscape. A systematic literature review published in Durgee Park mapped out this concept of digital dementia. Using LDA topic modeling, the research makes it absolutely clear. The over-automation of information systems and design choices that basically make the user mentally passive, they are causing a fundamental shift in our cognitive abilities. And this cognitive shift, it has a brutal cascading effect. In a keyword co-occurrence network from that same study, you can see how digital dementia clusters strongly with cognitive decline, reduced attention, and even emotional dysregulation. So Mark wasn't just forgetting phone numbers. His prolonged screen time and total dependency on Nexus were leading to a systemic loss of mental performance. He was becoming irritable, losing his critical thinking skills, and developing what researchers call clip thinking, which is a totally flat, simplified perception of reality. Which leads us to the terrifying climax of Mark's story, and a very real, very present danger for all of us. The AI memory trap. What happens when the external machine you've trusted with your entire reality begins to hallucinate? Think about it. What happens when your trusted memory partner just makes things up? The danger of this trap comes down to one massive, shocking number from the MIT Media Lab, 36.4%. In a study that simulated crime witness interviews, researchers found that 36.4% of users were actively misled and had false memories implanted after interacting with a generative AI chatbot. And Mark is walking right into this exact same trap. When you break down that MIT data, it is staggering. So, compared to a control group, filling out simple surveys increased false memories by 1.7 times. But interacting with a generative AI chatbot, exactly like Mark does with Nexus, induced immediate false memories at a rate over 3 times higher than the control. Because conversational AI is so engaging and mimics human interactions so well, its subtle injection of false information entirely bypasses our brain's critical defenses. MIT researchers also found that AI-altered visuals create these synthetic human memories, which double false memory rates, specifically a 2.05 times increase, and bizarrely increase our confidence in those fictions. And this right here is the climax of Mark's story. Imagine Nexus suffers a glitch and shifts his wedding anniversary logs by 24 hours. The AI didn't just give him the wrong date, it synthesized a flawlessly edited summary of a conversation he and his wife supposedly had about moving it. Because his own biological memory had completely atrophied, Mark believed the machine's confident fiction over his own wife's reality. There's a quote from TagTag that perfectly captures why Mark was so easily fooled. They note, AI summarization is by no means a distillation of objective information. Because of their mechanical nature, AI-generated summaries have a neutral and authoritative ring, creating an illusion of objectivity. Mark experienced the absolute terror of the AI mediation loop. He lost his shared reality with his wife because an algorithm probabilistically reconstructed a false truth and then just delivered it to him with absolute cold authority. Mark's story might sound like a psychological thriller, but it's based entirely on the scientific reality we are living in right now. So, how do we avoid his fate? How do we actually build cognitive resistance? Well, the literature points to 3 clear steps. Number 1, practice active recall. Stop looking everything up immediately. Force your hippocampus to do the work, because biological memory is a muscle. You literally use it or lose it. Number 2, maintain a critical filter. Never assume an AI summary is objective truth. And number 3, value human context. Talk to people. Rebuild your human transactive memory networks, because human memory comes with the emotional nuance and shared reality that machines simply cannot replicate. If you found this dive into digital amnesia as fascinating and maybe a little bit as terrifying as I did, please take a quick second to like this explainer and subscribe to the channel. I also really want to hear from you. Head down to the pinned comment and let me know. If your own memory conflicted with a log generated by your AI, which one would you trust? It's a question we are all going to have to face as these systems become more and more integrated into our daily lives. As we offshore more of our internal lives to servers and algorithms, we have to ask ourselves one final lingering question before we go. Are your memories truly your own?